Gravity Falls is an animated series that captured the imaginations of viewers worldwide. It presented a seemingly simple premise: two siblings spending a summer with their eccentric great-uncle. But beneath the surface of quirky characters and humorous situations lay a deep well of supernatural mysteries. The show cultivated a pervasive sense of unease, hinting at darker forces at play. For many fans, this unease wasn't just part of the narrative. It felt like a clue. Beyond the surface entertainment, a compelling conspiracy theory began to take root among the show's dedicated audience. This theory doesn't just analyze the show's plot points or character arcs. It concerns the very nature of the town of Gravity Falls itself. It proposes a hidden truth far more unsettling than gnomes or shapeshifters. The central tenet of this theory is stark. Gravity Falls is not merely a strange magnet for anomalies. It is proposed as something far more deliberate and controlled. Proponents suggest the town is, in fact, a secret government experiment. This isn't just a natural hotbed of weirdness, but a constructed environment. Furthermore, the theory posits that this experiment, whatever its initial goals, has gone terribly awry. The strange phenomena aren't features, they are bugs in the system. They are unintended side effects of tampering with forces the experimenters didn't fully understand. The town's oddity is a symptom of a failed scientific endeavor. This perspective shifts the narrative from a natural mystery to a man-made one. It suggests a deliberate act of creation behind the town's strangeness. The bizarre occurrences that plague Gravity Falls are central to this theory's evidence. The constant stream of anomalies isn't random, it's seen as symptomatic. These include the monstrous creatures that roam the forests and lakes. From the multi-bear to the hide-behind, they are not just fantasy creatures. Temporal distortions are also frequently cited. Time anomalies, loops, and shifts appear with alarming regularity within the town's boundaries. Interdimensional portals and rifts are another key example. The ease with which barriers between realities seem to break down is seen as significant. These anomalies are interpreted as more than just mystical forces inherent to the location. They are viewed through a different lens entirely. They are seen as unintended consequences of specific actions. These aren't natural phenomena, but artificial ones. Specifically, they are interpreted as the fallout from classified scientific testing. The government, in this view, was probing or manipulating reality itself. The strange creatures could be genetic experiments or interdimensional beings pulled through unstable rifts. Time anomalies could be side effects of temporal manipulation research. The very fabric of reality seems thin in Gravity Falls, and the theory suggests this thinning is artificial. It's a result of deliberate, powerful experiments. The sheer concentration and variety of anomalies point away from a natural explanation for theorists. It suggests a controlled environment where multiple types of experiments are running concurrently. Each anomaly, no matter how small or large, is seen as a potential clue. They are glitches in a system that wasn't meant to be observed. The journal entries detailing these creatures and phenomena are not just field notes. They could be records of experimental results or observations of uncontrolled variables. The presence of advanced technology, like the portal built by Ford Pines, fits within this framework. Ford might have been involved in or stumbled upon the government's work. His research into the town's anomalies could have been an independent investigation, or perhaps even part of the initial experimental design. The theory allows for multiple interpretations of his role. The instability of the town's reality, culminating in events like Weirdmageddon, is seen as the ultimate proof. It represents the experiment reaching a critical, uncontrollable state. Bill Cipher himself could be interpreted not just as a demon, but as an entity drawn to, or even created by, the dimensional instability caused by the experiments. He is a consequence, not just a cause. His ability to manipulate reality within the town's boundaries could be linked to the weakened state of those boundaries, due to the government's actions. He exploits the damage. The theory provides a unifying explanation for the town's disparate oddities. They aren't random. They are interconnected results of a single, overarching project. Underpinning the theory is the idea of the government as the primary entity conducting these experiments. This isn't the local town council. It's a powerful, clandestine organization. Their goal is suggested to be the relentless pursuit of knowledge and power. This could involve understanding other dimensions, manipulating time, or creating super soldiers. Gravity Falls was chosen as the ideal location for this work. Its primary characteristic supporting this is its extreme seclusion. The town is deliberately off the beaten path, difficult to access, and largely ignored by the outside world. This provides the necessary shielding from public scrutiny. A remote location minimizes the risk of accidental discovery. It allows for operations to be conducted in secret, far from prying eyes and inconvenient questions. The government's presence is hinted at throughout the show, often in the form of shadowy agents or mysterious organizations. These are seen as the enforcers and overseers of the experiment. Their attempts to contain anomalies or retrieve strange artifacts are not just about protecting the world. They are about controlling the experiment and cleaning up its messes. The agents' knowledge of the town's weirdness is extensive, suggesting a long history of involvement. They aren't just reacting, they are managing a known situation. Their methods are often ruthless and secretive, fitting the profile of a clandestine government operation. They prioritize the project over individual lives or freedoms. The theory suggests a long-term commitment to this experiment. It wasn't a brief project, but an ongoing study spanning years, perhaps even decades. The government's resources and capabilities are implied to be vast. Only a powerful entity could establish and maintain such a complex, hidden operation. Their motivation could be purely scientific, seeking to understand the fundamental laws of the universe. Or it could be militaristic, aiming to weaponize the anomalies. Perhaps it's a combination of both, with different factions within the government pursuing different goals within the same experimental framework. The project could have multiple layers. The lack of clear answers about the government's specific goals in the show fuels the theory. The ambiguity allows for speculation about their true, sinister intentions. The town's isolation is a key element cited as evidence for the theory. Its remote location isn't just a plot device, it's a functional requirement for secrecy. Being far from major cities and transportation hubs makes it an ideal containment zone. It's easy to control who comes and goes. This remoteness supports the secrecy aspect crucial for a government experiment. It minimizes the chance of outsiders stumbling upon the truth. The peculiar behavior of the residents is also frequently seen as evidence. The town is populated by an unusually high number of eccentric and seemingly oblivious individuals. Their strange habits and lack of reaction to the constant weirdness are not just character quirks. They are interpreted as potential signs of manipulation or conditioning. Why are the residents so unfazed by monsters and time travel? The theory offers an explanation beyond simple small-town oddity. The theory suggests that the residents of Gravity Falls are not just living their lives normally. They are subjected to various forms of manipulation by the government entity. This could involve techniques similar to those explored in real-world controversial programs like MK Ultra. The goal would be control and memory alteration. MK Ultra-style memory erasure is a chilling possibility raised by theorists. Residents might be experiencing strange events, but having their memories wiped or altered afterward. This would explain their apparent lack of long-term trauma or consistent awareness of the town's dangers. Their minds are being reset or adjusted. Constant surveillance is another possibility. The government would need to monitor the experiment's effects and the residents' reactions. Hidden cameras, listening devices, or even more advanced, subtle forms of monitoring could be in place throughout the town. Every action is potentially observed. Residents' lives may be subtly controlled or guided. Their choices, movements, and interactions could be influenced to maintain the experimental conditions. This control might not be overt, but could involve nudges, engineered coincidences, or the removal of obstacles that threaten the experiment's integrity. Crucially, their awareness of the town's true nature is suppressed. The government actively works to keep the residents ignorant of the fact that they are living in a controlled environment. This suppression could involve the memory manipulation mentioned earlier, or it could be through disinformation campaigns or simply isolating them from outside information. The eccentric personalities and overall oddity of the town are interpreted through this lens as well. They are not just natural quirks. These characteristics are seen as deliberate attempts to maintain secrecy and control. The government might encourage or even engineer the town's weirdness as a cover. If the town is known for being bizarre, then individual strange occurrences are less likely to be questioned seriously. They are just Gravity Falls being Gravity Falls. The town's reputation as a tourist trap for weirdness could be a deliberate misdirection. It attracts people looking for harmless oddities, not a dangerous scientific project. The residents' strange behavior could also be a side effect of the experiments themselves. The anomalies might be subtly affecting their minds or bodies over time. Perhaps the government is studying the long-term effects of exposure to these forces on a population. The residents are unwitting test subjects. The theory paints a picture of the entire town as a stage. The residents are actors, manipulated and monitored, living a reality that is not their own. Their lives are secondary to the goals of the experiment. Their safety and well-being are sacrificed for the pursuit of knowledge or power by a hidden authority. This interpretation adds a layer of tragedy to the town's inhabitants. They are not just quirky characters. They are victims of a grand, unethical design. The children, Dipper and Mabel, are outsiders who stumble into this controlled environment. Their ability to see through the facade is what makes them a threat to the experiment. Their investigations and discoveries constantly risk exposing the truth. The government agent's interest in them isn't just about the journals. It's about protecting the secret of the town itself. The theory transforms the show from a story about discovering magic into a story about uncovering a conspiracy. The supernatural elements become symptoms of a technological or scientific overreach. It suggests that the true villain isn't just a triangular demon or ancient monsters. It's a cold, calculating government entity, willing to sacrifice an entire town for its goals. This perspective resonates with fans who enjoy dissecting the show's deeper mysteries and darker undertones. It provides a framework for re-examining every strange event and character interaction. The pervasive sense of unease felt by viewers is justified within this theory. It's the feeling of being watched, of reality being unstable, of a hidden power pulling the strings. Whether intended by the creators or not, the government experiment theory offers a compelling, analytical lens through which to view the strange, captivating world of Gravity Falls. It turns a beloved cartoon into a potential case file. For decades, millions have journeyed alongside Ash Ketchum through the vibrant, hopeful world of Pokémon. It's a place of friendship, adventure, and the simple joy of catching creatures and battling alongside them. But what if that cheerful facade hides a much darker truth? There exists a theory, a chilling interpretation, that casts a long shadow over this beloved franchise. It's known as the Pokémon, the post-war world theory. The core premise is stark. The bright, colorful world we see is not a new beginning, but a society painstakingly built upon the ruins of a devastating, forgotten war. In this light, Ash Ketchum's journey takes on a different meaning. It's not just a simple quest for mastery, for becoming the very best. His journey becomes the product of a society desperately struggling to rebuild itself. It is set in a world still recovering, still bearing the scars of a conflict that reshaped everything. The foundation of this unsettling theory lies in several key observations within the Pokémon world. Perhaps the most striking is the conspicuous absence of adult men. Look closely at the people Ash encounters on his travels. Aside from a few older figures like Professor Oak or some gym leaders, where are the men? The landscape is overwhelmingly dominated by young boys and girls, and women of various ages. Adult men are remarkably few and far between. This demographic imbalance hints at something profound and tragic. It suggests a significant loss of life among the male population. This observation fuels the central idea of the theory, a war that decimated the adult male population, leaving behind a society struggling to fill the void. It paints a picture of a generation lost, a demographic hollowed out by conflict. The world of Pokémon, in this view, is populated by those left behind. The young are growing up without fathers, without a large male presence to guide them. This absence is not just a narrative quirk. The theory posits it is a direct consequence of a recent, brutal war. It's a world where the future rests heavily on the shoulders of the young and the surviving women. The vibrant energy of the youth might be a necessary force for rebuilding, but it underscores the missing foundation. This demographic anomaly is difficult to ignore once you start looking for it. It becomes a constant, quiet reminder of an unseen catastrophe. The theory argues this isn't accidental world building. It's a deliberate, albeit subtle, depiction of a post-conflict society. The few adult men who remain often hold positions of authority or specialized knowledge. They are the professors, the leaders, perhaps the survivors who were essential to the rebuilding effort. Their limited presence only highlights the vast number who are gone. It reinforces the idea of a population severely impacted by a large-scale event. This observation is one of the most compelling pieces of circumstantial evidence for the post-war theory. It forces you to question why a world so full of life seems to be missing a vital part of its population. It suggests a societal structure shaped by necessity and loss rather than natural demographic distribution. The young trainers venturing out might be doing so in part because the traditional roles for adult men are simply vacant. The world needs its youth to step up, to explore, to contribute. Their journey isn't just personal growth, it's filling a societal need in a world depleted of its adult male workforce and leadership. This demographic scar is, for proponents of the theory, the most visible sign of the war that came before. It's a silent testament to the cost of the conflict. It makes the seemingly innocent world feel fragile, built on a foundation of absence and loss. The laughter of children and the excitement of battles take on a different, more poignant tone. They are the sounds of a world trying to move forward, but forever marked by the silence of those who are no longer there. The missing men are the ghosts haunting the bright landscape of Pokémon. Further support for this grim interpretation comes from examining the state of technology and infrastructure in the Pokémon world. It presents a curious paradox. On one hand, the world boasts incredibly advanced technology. We see sophisticated devices like Pokeballs, instant healing machines in Pokémon centers, and efficient transportation systems like trains and airships. Yet, despite these technological marvels, the cities are surprisingly sparse. They often feel small, contained, and sometimes isolated from one another. This contrast suggests a world where resources are limited or unevenly distributed. It indicates that infrastructure is struggling to recover from a major disruption. This combination of advanced technology and underdeveloped or fragmented infrastructure is a common characteristic of post-war societies. Essential technologies might be preserved or prioritized, while broader civil infrastructure lags behind due to destruction or lack of resources for rebuilding. The advanced technology could be remnants of a pre-war era, or perhaps developments specifically prioritized during or immediately after the conflict for control or recovery. Pokeballs, for instance, could have been a wartime invention. The sparse nature of cities and the gaps between them might reflect areas that were destroyed and never fully rebuilt. Travel between regions, while possible, might still feel like traversing a landscape that hasn't fully healed. It's a world that can instantly heal a creature with a machine, but struggles to build sprawling metropolises, or connect every small town with robust infrastructure. This disparity feels deliberate, not like a world that developed organically. It suggests a society that put its limited resources into specific areas, perhaps those deemed essential for survival, control, or defense, rather than widespread urban development. The focus might have been on functionality and recovery over expansion and comfort. The isolation of cities could also be a lingering effect of the war, perhaps due to destroyed routes, hazardous areas, or a deliberate strategy to maintain control over populations. Travel becomes a significant undertaking, not a casual commute. This state of the world's infrastructure doesn't look like a society at its peak. It looks like a society that took a massive hit and is still piecing itself back together. The advanced technology, in this context, feels less like a sign of prosperity and more like salvaged remnants or tools developed for a specific, perhaps military purpose. It's technology born of necessity or conflict, not necessarily civilian progress. The theory posits that this uneven development is a direct consequence of the war. Resources were diverted, infrastructure was destroyed, and the focus shifted from growth to survival and control. The world of Pokémon, through this lens, appears less like a thriving civilization and more like a collection of surviving pockets connected by essential but limited means. It's a functional world, but one that feels incomplete, scarred by what came before. This blend of high-tech tools and fragmented infrastructure serves as another piece of evidence, suggesting that the cheerful surface of the Pokémon world is built on a foundation of disruption and struggle. It's a world making do with what's left. The theory also casts a shadow over some of the most familiar and comforting figures in the Pokémon world: Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny. Their ubiquitous presence and identical appearances are often seen as a charming quirk. However, the post-war theory offers a far more unsettling explanation. It reimagines them not as members of large, identical families, but as products of a military or government program. They could be clones, or perhaps individuals manufactured or heavily conditioned for specific roles. Their identical nature ensures uniformity and predictability across vast distances. Their purpose in this interpretation is crucial for maintaining order in a fractured society and providing essential services where traditional infrastructure might be lacking. They are pillars of the post-war state. Nurse Joy provides standardized, reliable healthcare in every Pokémon Center, ensuring the well-being of creatures vital to this society. Officer Jenny enforces laws and maintains control, a necessary function in a world potentially prone to instability after a major conflict. Their identical appearance isn't just for convenience. It could be a form of psychological control or efficiency. You know exactly what you're getting, who you're dealing with, no matter where you are. This uniformity suggests a centralized authority capable of implementing such a widespread program. It points towards a government that prioritized control and essential services above individual variation or traditional societal structures. They are, in a sense, the standardized, reliable machinery of the post-war state. They are always there, always the same, performing their functions without fail. This interpretation transforms these comforting figures into something more unsettling. They become symbols of a controlled society, where even the faces of care and authority are mass-produced or programmed. It raises questions about their origins, their autonomy, and the nature of the government that created or deployed them. Are they willing participants, or are they simply fulfilling their programmed roles? Their presence in every town, no matter how small or isolated, highlights their importance in maintaining the fabric of this recovering world. They are essential nodes in the network of control and recovery. The theory suggests that in the chaos and loss following the war, the government needed a reliable, easily deployable workforce for critical functions. Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny are the result. They represent a departure from traditional societal organization, born out of necessity and the desire for control in a world struggling to find its footing. Their identical nature is a chilling sign of this manufactured order. This reinterpretation adds another layer to the dystopian view of the Pokémon world. Even the figures meant to help and protect you are part of a larger, potentially controlling system. They are a constant visual reminder that this world might not be as free or as naturally developed as it appears. Their uniformity is a sign of the forces working behind the scenes to maintain stability. It makes you look at their cheerful greetings and helpful services with a new, more suspicious eye. Are they genuinely caring, or are they simply executing their programming? Perhaps the most central element of the Pokémon world, the battles themselves, are also reinterpreted through the lens of the post-war theory. What appears to be friendly competition takes on a darker significance. Traditionally, Pokémon battles are seen as sporting events, tests of skill and friendship between trainer and Pokémon. They are the core activity, the path to becoming a champion. However, the theory views these battles as a vestige of the war, a sanitized echo of a time when Pokémon were not just companions, but weapons of war. In this grim past, Pokémon were trained and deployed for combat on a massive scale. Their abilities were used for destruction, defense, and strategic advantage. The battles we see in the present day are, in this view, a controlled, ritualized version of that wartime use. They are a way to channel the inherent power of Pokémon in a manner that maintains order rather than causing chaos. Ash's journey and the journey of every young trainer becomes a form of controlled training. They are not just learning about friendship and strategy, they are being prepared. They are being prepared for a world where conflict and control are still paramount. The skills they learn in battle, command, strategy, utilizing Pokémon abilities, are the same skills that would have been essential in the war. The Gym Challenge and the Pokémon League are not just sporting events. They are the proving grounds for the next generation. They are testing their ability to command powerful creatures effectively and obediently. This training ensures that the youth are capable of handling Pokémon power responsibly, or perhaps capable of wielding it should the need arise again. It's a way to keep the population skilled in the use of these powerful assets. The focus on obedience and the bond between trainer and Pokémon takes on a new meaning. It's not just about friendship. It's about ensuring that these powerful creatures remain under human control. The battles are a constant reminder of the power that exists in this world, a power that was once used for destruction. By engaging in controlled battles, the society is perhaps trying to prevent that power from being unleashed uncontrollably again. It's a way to manage the potential for conflict by ritualizing it, by turning it into a sport with rules and referees. But the underlying capability, the ability to use Pokémon for combat, remains central to the society. The theory suggests that the government encourages these journeys and battles precisely because they serve this purpose. They are a nationwide training program disguised as an adventure. The pursuit of strength and mastery isn't just personal ambition. It's fulfilling a societal need to maintain a population capable of interacting with and controlling Pokémon power. It's about preparedness. This reinterpretation transforms the exciting, dynamic battles into something more somber. They are not just games, they are echoes of a violent past and preparation for an uncertain future. They are a constant, low-level engagement with the very forces that tore the world apart. The cheerful shouts of trainers and the flashy moves of Pokémon hide the history of their use in devastating conflict. The world of Pokémon, through this lens, is not just recovering from war. It is actively managing the potential for future conflict by training its youth in the controlled application of the very power that caused the destruction. When you piece together these observations, the missing men, the fragmented infrastructure, the uniform figures of authority, and the reinterpreted battles, the overall picture painted by the theory is bleak. It transforms the cheerful world of Pokémon into a dystopian landscape. Ash's journey, once seen as a personal quest for self-discovery and mastery, is reimagined as something far less individual. It is revealed as a government-sanctioned program. The government's goal is not simply to train skilled Pokémon trainers for sport. It is to instill obedience and control in the youth. By sending young people out on these structured journeys, the government ensures they are exposed to authority figures like gym leaders and the League, learn to follow rules, and become proficient in controlling powerful creatures. It's a massive, nationwide indoctrination and training exercise. This program is designed to ensure the continuation of a post-apocalyptic society under the government's terms. It's about maintaining stability and control in a world still fragile from war. The government needs a compliant population capable of contributing to the rebuilding effort and managing the inherent power of Pokémon. The trainer journey provides this. The pursuit of friendship and adventure, the core tenets of the Pokémon experience, are, in this theory, merely a carefully constructed facade. They are the sugarcoating on a program designed for control and societal engineering. The badges collected are not just symbols of victory, they are markers of progress through a state-approved curriculum. The Pokémon League is the ultimate test of a trainer's ability to operate within the system. This interpretation transforms the bright, hopeful world into a place where freedom is limited, and individual journeys serve a larger, potentially sinister purpose. The cheerful music and vibrant colors hide a reality built on loss and control. The theory suggests that the government maintains its grip on power by controlling the narrative, providing a structured path for the youth, and ensuring that the potential power of Pokémon is managed within acceptable limits. The world of Pokémon, in this view, is not a utopia. It is a society that survived a catastrophe and is now living under a system designed to prevent its recurrence, even at the cost of genuine freedom and individual purpose. The adventure is real. The bonds with Pokémon can be real, but the context is manufactured. The entire system is geared towards maintaining the status quo and ensuring the survival of the state, not necessarily the happiness or true freedom of its citizens. It's a world where the greatest adventure is actually a carefully managed path, designed to produce obedient and capable individuals for a society still haunted by war and built on the principles of control. The cheerful facade is the most elaborate illusion of all. The world of Adventure Time, the land of Ooh, presents itself initially as a realm of pure whimsy. It's a place bursting with vibrant colors and fantastical creatures. This surface appearance, however, masks a much darker, hidden reality. Ooh is, in fact, a post-apocalyptic wasteland. This devastating state was brought about by a catastrophic event. The cause was a global nuclear war. This cataclysmic conflict is known within the show's lore. It is referred to as the Mushroom War. The theory centered around this war profoundly impacts how we view the series. It transforms lighthearted adventures into something far more complex. Interpreting the show through the lens of the Mushroom War reveals deeper themes. It becomes a poignant exploration of loss, survival, and the enduring nature of life. Evidence for this devastating past is not always explicit. It is woven subtly throughout the series' narrative. The nature of the inhabitants of Ooh provides significant clues. Many beings exhibit bizarre mutations. These mutations suggest a radical alteration of life forms. They point towards environmental catastrophe. Consider the Candy People, for example. Their very composition seems unnatural, a strange form of life born from unusual circumstances. Other inhabitants include sentient objects. This suggests a world where the normal rules of biology and physics have been fundamentally broken. A common explanation for these phenomena is the lingering effects of radiation. Nuclear fallout could easily cause such widespread genetic and physical anomalies. Another contributing factor could be genetic collapse. The destruction of ecosystems and gene pools would lead to strange new forms emerging. The visual landscape of OO also offers compelling evidence. While vibrant, it is also deeply scarred. The fantastical creatures and colors can be interpreted. They are the distorted remnants of a ravaged world, life adapting in strange ways. Crumbling infrastructure is frequently visible. These ruins hint strongly at a past advanced civilization that was destroyed. Overgrown environments further suggest ruin and decay. Nature has reclaimed a world that humanity nearly annihilated. The landscape clearly hints at a once advanced world. Technology and complex societies existed before the war. The world now lies in ruins, a testament to the war's destructive power. OO is built upon the ashes of the old world. Perhaps the most compelling piece of evidence is the character of the Ice King. He is presented as a deeply tragic figure. The prevailing theory posits that he was once human. His name was Simon Petrikov before his transformation. His magical crown is not merely an accessory, it is a powerful relic from the past. This crown originates from the pre-war era. It is a piece of technology or magic from the time before the apocalypse. The crown's immense power came at a terrible cost. It gradually drove its wearer insane. This descent into madness was not instantaneous. It was a slow, agonizing process over centuries. The crown's power isolated him from the world. It warped his perception and relationships. Crucially, the crown twisted his memories. It made him forget his past, his loved ones, and his humanity. His transformation from Simon to the Ice King is a direct consequence of interacting with this pre-war artifact. It shows the lasting, dangerous legacy of the old world. His fractured mind and immense power are tied to the event. He is a living monument to the war's impact. The crown's magic seems connected to the war's fallout. It might be a weapon or a survival tool gone horribly wrong. His story provides a human face to the catastrophe. It shows the personal cost of the Mushroom War. He is a constant reminder of what was lost. His madness is a direct link to the world before OO. His existence grounds the theory and character narrative. It makes the abstract idea of war feel personal and tragic. The crown's influence highlights the theme of unintended consequences. Powerful relics from the past can be dangerous in the present. His struggle with his identity is central. He is Simon trapped within the Ice King persona by the crown's magic. This duality reinforces the post-apocalyptic theme. The past is not gone, it is merely buried or transformed. The Ice King's powers, while magical, could be interpreted. They might be a mutated form of technology or energy from the war. His constant search for a princess is a twisted echo. It's a distorted memory of his love for Betty. His character arc is one of the most profound in the series. It adds immense depth to the seemingly simple world. Understanding his origin through the Mushroom War theory changes everything. He is not just a villain, he is a victim. His story is a cautionary tale about power and loss. It shows how even survival can come at an unbearable price. The crown represents the dangerous remnants of the old world. It's a piece of the past that continues to cause harm. His isolation is a metaphor for the post-war world. Everyone is disconnected, struggling to find meaning. The theory makes his actions understandable, if not excusable. His madness is a direct result of historical trauma. His character is a linchpin for the theory. He embodies the transition from the old world to OO. Without the Mushroom War context, the Ice King is merely eccentric. With it, he is a figure of immense pathos. His existence proves the past is not dead. It actively shapes the present in O. The crown's power is a scar from the war. It continues to inflict pain centuries later. His tragedy underscores the theory's validity. It fits perfectly within the narrative of a post-nuclear world. The Mushroom War theory fundamentally reframes Adventure Time. It changes how viewers perceive the entire series. The show is no longer just a fun fantasy adventure. It becomes something much deeper and more meaningful. Through this lens, Adventure Time becomes a cautionary tale. It warns about the potential consequences of human conflict and technology. It is a reflection on the devastating consequences of war. The state of OO is a direct result of past destruction. The series explores the enduring power of loneliness. Many characters are isolated, remnants of a shattered world. It also addresses the fragility of the environment. The bizarre landscape shows how easily ecosystems can be destroyed and warped. Finn and Jake's seemingly simple adventures become poignant. Their quests take place against a backdrop of immense loss. Their journey is an exploration of survival in a scarred world. They navigate the ruins left behind by others. It is also an exploration of resilience in a scarred world. Life finds a way to continue, even in strange forms. The show, interpreted this way, is a reminder of the importance of empathy. Understanding others' struggles is crucial in a broken world. It is also a reminder of the importance of connection. Building relationships is vital for healing and moving forward. Despite the devastation, the series maintains a sense of enduring hope. A better future is still possible. Hope exists even after unimaginable devastation. The existence of OO itself is a testament to life's persistence. The theory adds layers of complexity to character motivations. Why are people the way they are in OO? The war provides answers. Princess Bubblegum's scientific endeavors can be seen differently. She is trying to rebuild and understand the world using remnants of the past. Marceline's immortality and past are directly tied to the war. She is a survivor who remembers the old world. The Lich is perhaps the ultimate manifestation of the war's evil. He represents the destructive force unleashed upon the world. The theory provides a unifying context for many disparate elements. It ties together the strange inhabitants, the ruins, and the characters' backstories. It encourages viewers to look beyond the surface. The show rewards close analysis and interpretation. The contrast between OO's vibrancy and its dark past is central. This juxtaposition is what makes the theory so compelling. It highlights the cyclical nature of history. The past continues to influence the present in profound ways. The show becomes an allegory for real-world issues. It touches on themes of environmentalism, nuclear proliferation, and societal collapse. Finn's human identity takes on greater significance. He is one of the few remaining links to the pre-war world. Jake's powers, while magical, could also be seen as a mutation. He is a product of the changed world. The theory doesn't detract from the show's fun. Instead, it enriches it, adding depth and emotional resonance. It transforms a children's cartoon into a sophisticated narrative. It engages with mature themes in an accessible way. The Mushroom War theory is more than just fan speculation. It is a valid interpretation supported by significant evidence within the show. It allows for a deeper appreciation of the creator's vision. They built a world with a hidden, tragic history. Ultimately, the theory enhances the viewing experience. It makes Adventure Time a more profound and memorable story.